In Hector and the Search for Happiness, a psychiatrist embarks on a quest to discover what happiness is after realizing that his so-called perfect life isn't perfect and the help he's giving to his patients isn't helping them.
Hi, I'm Simon Pegg.
And I'm Rosamund Pike.
And here is a scene from our new movie,
Hector and the Search for Happiness.
How many of us can recall that childhood moment when we experienced happiness as a state of being? When everything in our world was all right.
What's going on with your character, Hector? Why does he decide to go on a journey?
Hector is a psychiatrist. He seemingly has a perfect life. This is an important start point for the movie because it sort of says that anybody can be affected by this sort of confusion about what happiness is.
Hector wants to know the secret to a happy marriage.
He's a guy living in a perfectly wonderful apartment, has a beautiful partner. They have a good life together. They're physical with each other. There's no kind of like entropy in their relationship, but he is confused about the notion of happiness. He's a psychiatrist, his patients aren't happy, he's not happy, and he can't understand why.
Are you happy?
You're breaking up with me, aren't you?
No! You can't just come out with a question like that. You have to build up to it.
So he takes off on this journey, quite selfishly in a way, because he leaves Clara behind, and learns a very valuable lesson about what happiness means to him, as does she while he's away. So, and it's all about really about what happiness is to us, and that it's not a place that you have to get to, it's something you experience on the way.
If you're going to do this, do it totally.
Business or pleasure?
Research. I want to know what makes people happy.
Action!
They're a particular type of modern couple, which I think you see, you know, dual income, nice apartment, successful, you know, seemingly compatible, but there's a lack of sort of adrenaline in their relationship. There's a sort of, there's a comfortable quality that is sort of too codependent.
That's it, comfort. People mistake, a lot of us in modern society, in kind of affluent societies where we don't have to survive, where we're just living, we mistake comfort for happiness. If you're not facing death every day, you think, okay, I must be happy, and you might not be. People that do face death every day probably have a slightly clearer idea of what happiness is because they know so keenly what it isn't, you know?
Ah, nicely said, yes.
More important than what we are searching for is what we are avoiding.
Tell me what you want. You just have to decide.
What did you guys learn about happiness in shooting this film?
That it's utterly something, as I said, that it's part of a continuum. It's not something that you experience exclusively by itself. If you're happy all the time, there's something wrong with you. You need to know every color in the emotional spectrum, you know? You have to be blue if you're gonna be yellow, if you know what I mean.
Sure,
you know?
to appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's so important, isn't it, to be assaulted, to allow life to sort of assault you with things that are unexpected and unfamiliar, and let them work on you. You know, don't block them, don't sort of try and stay in your own bubble.
The more we focus on our own personal happiness, the more it eludes us. We should concern ourselves not so much with the pursuit of happiness, but with the happiness of pursuit.
I'm alive!
Made in Hollywood.